name of the supplement company? Tell me.
Twin Lab. So Twin Lab is almost a 50-year-old nutritional supplement company, completely vertically integrated, which means we make our own products in American Fork, Utah. And I am so excited to be part of Twin Lab because then I know that everything I bring you, from the time that it's in the field to the time that you take it out of the bottle and put it in your mouth, I can control. And that's what I personally care about.
And she's been doing this for a long time. How long have you been doing this?
20 years.
20
this
years.
is my life. This is my passion. And I'm so thrilled to be part of Twin Lab.
She was seriously traveling. She does in the field. She was out there traveling the world looking for the ingredients to then work with the scientists and the doctors. You know, she's won all of these awards to bring you the best products. We just had Saf Slim, which has been very popular here at QVC. This one has been a game changer here at QVC and everywhere else. It's called Meratrim. These are little veggie capsules, caffeine free. We're not putting any caffeine in you, no jitters, nothing like that. You take 2 of these, right?
That's right. 2 of these soft little veggie caps. And by the way, you know, this is such a pure product. This has the Meratrim, which we're going to talk all about in a moment, but it's just a soft veggie cap. It's got rice bran and silica. That's all that's in here. There's nothing artificial, no junk.
$17 less than what you'd buy this for anywhere else, and it is so, so popular. It's a 60-day supply, and you get this every 60 days for a year. What is it working on? Well, let's all stand up and do our little body thing again. It's working on that hip area specifically, and the waist area, hips and waist, where we hold a lot of our fat. That's what this is working on when combined with a standard 2,000 calorie diet and walking for 30 minutes a day.
That's what's so cool. So Meratrim helps to reduce weight in those 2 really important areas, in the hip and the waist. So this is why I love Meratrim, and this is why I brought it here for you. So the scientists at UC Davis, they actually spent 4 years trying to figure it out. They're like, what ingredients can we combine that will do some very specific things so that people will love the product? So this was the agenda that they had. They wanted to reduce the weight in the hips and in the waist. To me, those are the 2 most difficult areas. They wanted it to be natural, so nothing artificial. They wanted people to not have to deprive themselves of food. So they said, okay, they're gonna eat a standard 2,000 calorie a day diet. And by the way, that's a lot of calories. Like I usually eat around 1,600.
Yeah, when you do like a caloric intake calculator for your age and your weight and your height, ladies, we usually come in around, we should probably have 1,600 to 1,800, maybe if you're, you know, maybe a little bit more, but this is not like a deprive you diet.
No.
This is like, okay, so don't have the extra large fry when you go, but this is a normal standard 2,000 calorie diet we should be doing anyway.
Yeah, which I love because they're not saying cut all this stuff out. They're saying eat a standard 2,000 calorie a day diet, do it with natural ingredients, and by the way, you don't have to go to the gym and work out and do a heavy program. We want you to walk for 30 minutes a day. So if you think 30 minutes of walking is 7,500 steps or something like that, you just park your car a little bit further from the grocery store, you do different things.
Right, it's not even that you have to, okay, now is my 30 minutes to walk, which I highly recommend.
Yes, I do
I think when you can do it with a friend, when you can walk a dog, when you can take a baby out, I think walking is a great thing to do. But if you can't fit, like I can't fit that into my life right now with the baby and with the move, I just know that I wear my Fitbit, and I get my steps in, and that means up and down the stairs a few more times. Park a little bit further away. When I'm waiting for the kids in car line, get out of my car, walk around my car. You know, that type of thing. Just sneak it in places. All of that combined, what it did was a reduction in the hips and the waist. I want to show this little video. It's like an avatar person.
I know, you love this video.
I love this because it shows you exactly where the fat, where the fat cells are and how they get reduced.
Yeah, I love this too. So all of you, watch now. So you see the yellow part, that's where her fat is, right? So it's in her hips and in her waist. And she takes Meratrim twice a day, no caffeine. She walks for 30 minutes, 5 days a week. So forget about the weekends. Standard 2,000 calorie a day diet. Okay, here's this exciting. Look at those little fat cells. See, watch, they're gonna start to shrink. So as she takes Meratrim over the study time, the fat cells start to shrink because she's losing weight in those 2 areas, and that's over 8 weeks. And you can see the change in the way she looks. And that's why Meratrim is so remarkable. It's caffeine-free.
It's caffeine-free. That's one of the questions I get asked all the time on
Yeah.
Facebook. I can't take that, like people get mad too. I
Yeah.
can't take that, Kirsten. I'll get the jitters. And I'm like, it's caffeine-free. I know. And the reason why is I think that a lot of you are, I'm 39. You're in that that age group where, maybe 20, 30 years ago, these things were coming out that you could take that you're supposed to lose weight on that made you super jittery. They were full of caffeine, and then it came out that they were bad for you and all that kind of stuff, right? I understand. This is not that. This is a veggie capsule. This is truly no bad artificial ingredients in there at all. It's gonna do what it says, and it's caffeine free.
Yeah, so it's really interesting because the product is made up of these two ingredients, right? So here's the Garcinia mangostina.
Can't even say
This
it.
is a fruit. Garcinia
Garcinia
mangostina.
mangostina.
See, you totally can. It's a delicious fruit, and this is an East Indian bulb thistle. Don't ask me how the scientists at UC Davis decided to combine these two ingredients,
These are
fruit and
smart
flower.
people.
But it took them 4 years, so they're sitting there trying this ingredient, that ingredient, and because the research was so compelling, when they got it published in this really prestigious program through the Obesity Journal. So Wiley publishes it, and they were able to put the study around Meratrim right in the Obesity Journal. So that, to me, just blew my mind when I realized that Meratrim got here, because it says the Obesity Journal, the scientists can choose any research, and there's thousands and thousands of studies that get done every year on this area of focus. But when they put this study on Meratrim in here, and it's such a prestigious journal, I got really excited, and that's when we actually decided to bring it here to QVC. And like you said, it's a game-changing product.
It really, really is. I want to show you some before and afters and see what you can see in this. And maybe you can see yourself in this. You get 60 days to love it or return it, by the way, an extended return policy so you can actually see the results.
So here's Tracy. So I wanted to give you a whole bunch of different time frames, 60 days. Tracy in the before picture, you see her little black shorts. You can see how her waist, and you can see how her hips are protruding, and they're bigger than they are certainly in the after picture. She reduced her weight over those 60 days. So she went from 162 to 146 pounds in just 60 days. 30 minutes of walking just 5 days a week, and that very standard 2,000 calorie a day diet. Now, look at this before and after. You're gonna continue to see. So here's Andrea, and she went from 157 pounds to 148 pounds. I wanted to show you less time, 45 days. Think about it. 30 minutes, 5 days a week, standard 2,000 calorie a day diet. It's not a big deal. These are soft little veggie caps, and she transformed the way these two areas in her body look after just 40 days. And then we've got Martha. So Martha went from 163 to 155 pounds, but check it out, 31 days here. Look at her area around her hips, and you can see in her shorts, it's sort of spilling over in the before picture, and in the after picture, she's much slimmer.
And these are 30-day results.
31 days.
And the study was done in 60 days, and you get a 60-day love it or return it guarantee.
And I love that so much. Okay, so ladies, I wanted to show you a man. Here's George. He went in 31 days,
ladies.
225 to 213. Seriously. Now, I just heard from George the other day because we want to get some updated before and afters. I can't wait to start showing you those because people start to reduce that weight in their midsection and their hips, and they keep it off like George. And it's really, really exciting because he wasn't depriving himself. He ate his standard diet, walked 30 minutes a day for 5 days a week. And then here's another guy. Look, this is Gene. He went from 209 to 200 pounds. He lost 9 pounds in 30 days with his diet and exercise program. 9 pounds in 30 days.
That's a lot.
Come on, isn't that kind of ridiculous?
And
with
then
diet and exercise.
This last one we're actually going to get a little deeper into. This is Lynn.
So, okay, Lynn is my dear friend. I was on the phone with her last week, and she and I were reminiscing about the day when she first called me. So she called me, I think it was like a Christmas Eve or a New Year's Eve, and she said, and this was a couple of years ago, and she said, Naomi, she called me on air at QVC. I've been a shopper for 25 years at QVC. I love QVC. Whatever QVC brings me on this day, I'm gonna take it. And so she started She ordered Meratrim. She started to take it. I have to show you her story. And this after photo is after 24 months.
Yeah, so after 24 months, we have a little video though
Yeah,
that,
such a good
talks
story.
about Lynn, so you can see what she, and it's gone even further than what you're gonna see in this video. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Lynn, and I've been a loyal QVC customer for many years. In 2013, I was heavier than ever. I didn't like the way I looked. I was unhealthy, and I was embarrassed. I didn't like the message I was sending my son, and I knew I had to make a change. I had to lose the weight. I needed to work for it, but I knew that I couldn't do it all myself, and that's when I turned to QVC. It was New Year's Eve, and I was going to start 2014 with a plan, and there was Naomi talking about Meratrim. I bought it and started taking it immediately. The plan's very easy to follow. I eat a 2,000 calorie a day diet. I walk 5 days a week for 30 minutes a day, and I take my Meratrim twice a day. I've received 5 free bottles of Meratrim and coaching to help keep me focused on my weight loss goal. It's changed my life totally. I've lost 80 pounds in about 18 months. I feel wonderful. I did it, and so can you.
So Lynn absolutely did it, and she's lost a lot more than 80 pounds. She's lost over 100 pounds, and she's kept it off. So what's so special about Lynn is Meratrim is part of her life. It's a simple part of her life. She continues to keep that 100 pounds off. In fact, she went and she lost a little bit more. She was telling me this on the phone the other day. I lost more than 100 pounds, but I didn't feel totally comfortable with that. So I stayed at that 100-pound loss. Can you imagine losing 100 pounds?
Right.
She's getting ready to go back to Ireland with her son. See, she said early on she did it for her son, but her whole world has opened up. One time she told me she was going shopping and she could never walk into a Victoria's Secrets ever in her life. And after she lost 50, 60 of the pounds, she walked right in. The woman didn't even say anything and brought her right to the section. She was able to buy the things that she wanted.
Right.
And that's just one door that Lynn opened. She goes hiking in Ireland. She lives a completely different life, and she's kept those 100 pounds off. And Meratrim, she contributes it to.
You know, why wait?
Yeah.
800-500-7590 is the phone number to call in order to pick this up. It's something that Naomi and I get up here all the time, and it sells out right and left. So I do encourage you to lock it into auto delivery so it can come to you every 60 days for a year, I believe. Every 60 days, yeah, for a year. You can always cancel, but you can't get back into that auto delivery program if you miss out on it and we do sell out. Almost $68 is the comparable retail value, so you're saving $17 by picking it up. And what are we talking about? We are talking about hips and waist. We're talking about reduction in these parts right here. Isn't it amazing that you can pinpoint that? Well, UC Davis scientists with a bulb thistle and a mangostina.
You got the words.
Something.
Well done.
They can do it. Like, can you imagine what that room's like for 4 years trying to figure that out? Wow, smart people.
Yeah.
Here's what they did. This was done on a study taking this as well as a 2,000 calorie diet and walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. Here's what happens.
And this is why it's my favorite, product, because it really helps to reduce that weight in the hips and the midsection. Standard 2,000 calorie a day diet. You can walk however you want to for those 30 minutes. I have a beautiful golden retriever who's getting a little bit older right now. His name is Ollie.
Ollie.
And I try to take him for my walk for 30 minutes in the evening, in the morning, and the companionship is so fun and you just get moving. But you don't have to go for a walk. You don't have to grab a friend. You can do it in different ways.
Look at that bottom one. Helps reduce weight in inches in overweight individuals beginning
That's
within a couple weeks.
I can't believe we didn't even talk about that.
Beginning within a couple weeks, right there in writing. You have 60 days to let us return it. Beginning within a couple of weeks. Wow. Couple of weeks.
Think
Let's
about
talk
the momentum,
yes.
right? You get that good feeling going. You start to notice a difference in a couple of weeks, and then you go for it. Not everybody's going to notice it. So if you do, great. Let that give you some energy to keep going. But if you don't stop taking it.
No,
Give yourself
you've got
a chance.
that 60 days.
Yeah.
60-day love it or return it guarantee on this one. And you're getting that big bottle, that big supply, which is a 60-day supply, $17 less than if you go anywhere else. And 2 easy payments, didn't even talk about that. By the way, you can use your major credit card and pay for us over the next 2 months at just $24.99 a month for the next 2 months with half of your shipping and handling. And this is a 2-month supply just about, so that makes sense to pay for it over the next 2 months. Everybody picking it up on auto delivery, I encourage that. You can always cancel. You can cancel right up until the day before it ships. You just can't get back in if we do sell out of this and you don't have a chance to get it. And I remember when before it came to QVC and I was in the news and things like that, before that I thought there for about 4.5 seconds when I lived in Los Angeles that I would, be an actress and do that type of thing. I remember going to an agent one time and them saying to me, oh,